What's going on? So I promised I would keep you guys in uh, following my progress. So a step back. I will not be able to get on stage this year. Um, hmm, I almost cried Friday. And this is Tuesday, so I've given myself a few days before I came and did a video for you guys. So the skinny is the fact that, as you guys know, I've been dealing with the hip issue, tight hip flexor, tight glute, the whole 9 yards, for 3 years. When the process of the doctor, so my primary physician had ordered for the MRI. You guys know that I told you guys that this eye, which why it looks a little droopy compared to my other eye, my brother shot me in the eye with a BB gun when I was 9. So I was not able to do an MRI. I kind of explained that to you guys in my last video, that the metal would be either shifted to pull it out of my eye, which is what most of the doctors felt was going to happen, or it could be moved into my brain. So nobody was going to take the risk and do the MRI. So they settled for doing a CT scan. So the CT scan did show that I have, which I've had scoliosis a little bit, minor scoliosis, since I was 14. I did have that discovered when I was doing gymnastics as a kid. So, needless to say, I have between the lumbar 4th and 5th vertebrae, I have a bulging disc. Between the lumbar 5 and the scoasic 1, which again is just above the tailbone, which is why I'm feeling nerve pain there, I have a bulging disc. That being said, that my primary doctor sent the CT scan over to the spinal specialist. The spinal specialist happened to see enough of the hip and saw severe arthritis that they immediately sent me to the ortho. So my doctor sent the paperwork for me to get an x-ray to go see the ortho. Now, I did that on Friday. Doctor comes in, and the first thing she says, specifically, quote, unquote, "Oh my God, your hip." Now, knowing that for 3 years I have done the myofascial, the acupuncture, the chiropractic, I've done anti-inflammatory diets, I have stretched to all get out, I've done everything physically possible with Eastern medicine protocol. No, it wasn't going to work, and it wouldn't have worked. I've had everybody tell me for my pain and for the muscle stuff going, have you tried anti-inflammatory diets? Yes, I have been on anti-inflammatory diets. I am on isogenics that doesn't have any major chemicals in there. My food is relatively good for most part, unless I'm traveling. And I still try to do as much as I can, but I'm evidently not being good enough from time to time. I've not been able to do cardio because it hurts so bad and I can't hardly move. She showed me the x-ray and I almost died. So my right hip is healthy, showing just small amount of degeneration, which there's always loss of bone anyway. We used to tell everybody in the gym that anything after 50, you start to lose muscle and bone mass at a faster pace. And cells always regenerate. Every day you wake up, and if you've lost 3,500,000 cells, you will regain 3,500,000 cells while you're in your 20s. While you're in your 30s, you might get, say, 2,800,000 new cells. In your 40s, you might get 1,500,000. And in your 50s and your 60s and so on and so on and so forth. But we've started to change the process now, and the thinking is that after 35, we start losing cells at a faster pace than previously perceived. With that, I've been told that not only do I not look almost 56, which I turned 56 in April, a couple months, that my body, and this is why you work out. This is why you want to work out every day. I've worked out almost every day since I was 12 years old. The doctor thinks that by looking at the hip displacement, that with the position of the femur, which is the ball in the socket, it's not able to glide because there's nothing here. There's no soft tissue at all. There's no cartilage. There's nothing. Now, for a normal healthy hip, you should be like in this position. I'm like this. She feels that has been like that since I was a baby. That the hip never, on the left side, the femur was never fully developed in the proper position, that it should have been dropped down like this. I've been like this all of my life. And that's what she feels. This is why I'm here now. Let me say that my activities since I was a kid, I swam a lot. I played softball. I've thrown the ball in the backyard since I can remember. My father's saying probably like 2 or 3. I first started playing softball when I was 7. I played all the way up until I was 19, 20 in college. I've been a catcher behind the plate squatting my entire life since I was 9. I have played high school tennis. I have done gymnastics when I was in junior high. I quit that when I found the scoliosis, and I just chose to stick with softball. I have played tag football. I've played hockey. I have done field hockey. I've been active my entire life. My brother brought home Arnold Schwarzenegger's book, and since 1972, I have been working out. I've been a bodybuilder since I was 12 years old. I've been lifting heavy. I could lift amazing amount of weight even when I was 12. I trained with the boys all of my fucking life with my leg like this. When I was bodybuilding, I was training with Mark Creer, which is a multi-medal Olympic 110 meter medalist in the Olympics. With my leg like this, I was running track. I was in the best shape of my life when I was 40 years old. I came into the adult industry at 40-some years old as a bodybuilder, and many people have asked, well, did this happen to you because of being in the adult industry? No, and I knew it was nothing to do with the adult industry. I figured the sciatic nerve was not getting better because of the adult industry, and all to find out that it's really the muscle stuff is just the pain. As the doctor said, your threshold is incredible, because what I'm looking at should be something that's probably been 5 years at least. I have 3 cysts that have formed in that ball and socket joint from the friction. So what happens with bone-on-bone friction is that it creates calcium, which is calcium deposits can either, one, build more bone, or it can create bone spurs, or it can create cysts. I created cysts. So the degenerative osteoarthritis degenerative disease is what I have. The only thing is that she can say, well, I can send you back to your regular doctor and you can do injections, but it's not going to help because there's no cushion. I'm still going to continue to do this, which means I'm still going to be in pain. The injection's a Band-Aid. It's like, a lot of people are familiar with having cortisone shots. What cortisone does is it acts as like putting a numbing agent on the problem, but it doesn't fix the problem. It's like taking an aspirin. Aspirin doesn't get rid of what's going on. It just makes you not feel the pain. So that's what cortisol does. So that doesn't help. The correlation now between what happens of having surgery done, which I need a new hip. So to have a new hip, it's going to be a titanium metal, which, when I say plastic and metal, a lot of people were giving me their input on that. The metal is titanium. It's just easy to say that what they're going to do is that they will cut the ball of the femur off and replace it. And that will be plastic attached to metal that will come down the femur bone, the femoral. So once that is in place, it will take several months for that metal to adhere tight enough to the bone, which is why I won't be able to work for several months, 3 to 4 months for sure. That at this point, once they do this, and then they're going to put plastic here so that this will slide and glide like it's supposed to. Right now, I'm here and it's doing this. And that is why the limited range of motion, that's why I'm having all the pain. Now, muscle relaxer, anti-inflammatory, nerve pain. That is my go-to now. So it took me a couple weeks to be able to get used to taking the medications and figure out what to take at what time, so I'm not like, because trust me, the first week and a half of taking these, I was like, I didn't even want to move, didn't even want to function, I couldn't even keep my eyes open. I was falling asleep during the daytime trying to do stuff on the computer. I'm kind of used to it now and I kind of know what to do. So I'm taking the nerve pain medication is 3 times a day. I'm up to the amount that the doctor told me I should be doing. He said start out at 1 pill, work my way up to the 3. So I'm not having the nerve pain quite as much. I'm having a couple times at night where the leg is just like on fire and burning. But the medications are helping. Now, the ortho doctor had told me, although all the suggestions of the turmeric, I'm well past turmeric for being able to be on its own, taking care of the pain and inflammation, but she does want me, even though I'm not able to do the cardio like I can, to try to get in the pool as much as I can. So I'm going to go back to doing the old school, put a ski vest on and do high knees in the pool so that I can actually get my body back into shape so I'm ready for the surgery. So it's going to take me a couple months to do what I need to do. Now the correlation between why I need to have this cap, why this is so important, is that she says to me, before I'm doing surgery, I must have all of my teeth. Any teeth issues I have are going to have to be resolved before I do my hip surgery. Once you put in the artificial hip, any infection that could happen in my mouth could highly affect the hip. So, a couple of things that I need to do. Technically, when I went to Clear Choice, they wanted to actually pull all these teeth and put in all implants because I had a bridge that had to be removed, so I need to have a couple teeth put in over here. Then this one, and my old dentist had pulled this one. Well, this isn't going to be a big deal. So I can get something done later. And the only thing is that I was told I need to go on antibiotics before I have any major dental work done for the rest of my life after I do the hip. So trying to get all the teeth done that I need to get done at the cheapest rate possible, which is I'm not going to worry about the bridge thing for a while. I'm not going to worry about this tooth for a while, but this tooth is one that I either need a bridge or an implant. Now, if I do the implant, I'm looking at $3,000. If I do the bridge, I'm looking at $600. Now, considering that I still have all the money that I'm going to have to put into my hip, I'm already $1,500 in the hole with the doctor co-payments anyway. So I think I'm just going to go with the bridge, and so I can get the hip done so I can get back to normal life. Now, the only thing is that I will never be able to run again. I can walk on a treadmill, I can walk on a track, I do whatever, but no more running. So with that said, that also means that I have a friend of mine that he works for a company, that's what he does for a living, is these implants for shoulders, hips, and all that stuff. And I had to ask him, do you think I would be able to wrestle again? I'm assuming if I can't run, I won't be able to wrestle. And he said, I'm pretty sure that wouldn't be a good idea. So as Raquel Ryder, the wrestler, the session wrestler, I will not be able to do wrestling after I do the surgery. So again, I'm going to try to do as many wrestling videos as I can do before the surgery so that by the time I get back up and moving around, I will be behind the camera. It's going to force me to do a lot of stuff that I've been wanting to do anyway. I'm going to start shooting more girl-on-girl wrestling, mixed wrestling myself, so that the site will still continue. I will still do sessions as Raquel Ryder, but it will only have to be mild type of stuff and nothing major, combative or whatever, and go from there. So with that, all of that being explained to you guys about, I'm going to take you along the journey now on preparing myself for surgery instead of bodybuilding stage. But with that said, once I get my hip, once I recover, I will still build my body to competition weight and try to get back up on stage. So instead of 2009 at the end of the year being in competition, I am spending 2009 building the muscle to prepare for surgery first, and then hopefully by the last half of the year, I can start to build good solid muscle and look at that. That 2020 could be the year for me to get back up on stage, because now we know what's going on with the hip and the low back. I can deal with the bulging disc. I know exactly. I've trained many people forever with bad backs. So that doesn't tell me that I can't. It's just not a factor of lifting super heavy, but it's working more time under tension versus weight load. So follow me on the journey then to the hip issue. Now, what I'm asking from all of you guys is that all my websites that have memberships or tips to go ahead and do the best you can to help me out. I don't want to ask for a GoFundMe unless I really have to. So what I want to do is that I'm going to build a tip scale for however amount of money that you're willing to tip on my websites or joining my membership sites and staying. Anybody who stays their entire membership on Stunning Summers, DirtyDeeds.com, Summer Souls, or Raquel Ryder Wrestles, if you are a continuous member from February and March all the way up until I finish and finish the surgery, finish the teeth thing and all that, then I will figure out how to give you guys 6 free months of membership. If your membership's on my OnlyFans or on clips for sale or anything like that, I'm asking you to please buy clips. I'm asking you to go to ManyVids and OnlyFans and purchase my products. Don't miss out on that I'm selling videos on Pornhub through Model Hub. The more clicks on Pornhub, the more I get paid. So I'm asking you guys to really back me up. Show me that you guys are really in my camp. And the more money I make, I can pay my bills without asking for a GoFundMe page. But as I said before, in January, I spent most of January in Vegas in bed, in pain. So with me not working for nearly the last 3 weeks here, the entire month of January, almost the entire month of February out the window. That's 2 months without work already. I've been dependent upon just my website money, and some help from a couple of my longtime friends who, like I said, paid my storage unit for me. My rent has to be paid, my bills have to be paid, and I'm still, like I said, I'm going to have to try to shoot as much as I can before my surgery. So the more generous you guys are, the more products and stuff, custom videos and all that. I'm going to go on ManyVids and do live camming stuff for you guys. I'm going to do live shows on Stunning Summer for you guys while I'm not able to work. I'm sure my movement's going to suck, but I will not be able to work, but I will be able to cam. I'll be the old, handy granny on webcam for a while. But do me a favor and support the effort on keeping this money coming in so I can get everything done. Namaste. Have a good day, you guys. And again, be good people to each other. And don't if you don't like something on the internet, don't say something sour. Just keep moving.